The economy of Malaysia is the sixth largest in Southeast Asia according to the International Monetary Fund 2020. It is also the 39th largest economy in the world. Labor productivity in Malaysia is significantly higher than in neighboring Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines or Vietnam due to a high density of knowledge-based industries and adoption of cutting-edge technology for manufacturing and digital economy. According to the Global Competitiveness Report 2019, the Malaysian economy is the 27th most competitive country in the world. Malaysian citizens enjoy affluent lifestyle compared to almost all other ASEAN countries, in which only Singapore and Brunei manage to rival over. Their standard of living are closer to the Western Europe countries such as Portugal and Spain, and closely resemble the developed part of Eastern Europe such as Poland, Latvia, and Czech Republic. This is due to a fast-growing export-oriented economy, a relatively low national income tax, highly affordable local food and transport fuel, as well as a fully subsidized single-payer public healthcare. Moreover, social welfare benefit with direct cash benefit transfer called cost of living assistance is also in place since 2011, with an income per capita of 34,657 PPP dollars. Malaysia is the third wealthiest nation in Southeast Asia after the smaller city-states of Singapore and Brunei. Malaysia has a newly industrialized market economy, which is relatively open and state-oriented. The Malaysian economy is highly robust and diversified with the export value of high-tech products in 2015 standing at $57.258 billion United States dollars, the second highest after Singapore in ASEAN. Malaysia exports the second largest volume and value of palm oil products globally after Indonesia. Despite government policies to increase income per capita in order to hasten the progress towards high-income country by 2020, Malaysia's growth in wages has been very slow, lagging behind the OECD standard. Academic research by the IMF and World Bank have repeatedly called for structural reform and endogenous innovation to move the country up the value chain of manufacturing into allowing Malaysia to escape the current middle-income trap. Due to a heavy reliance on oil exports for central government revenue, the currency fluctuations have been very volatile, noticeably during the supply glut and oil price collapse in 2015. However, the government stepped up measures to increase revenue by introducing the sales and service tax at 6% rate to reduce deficits and meet federal debt obligations. As one of three countries that control the Strait of Malacca, international trade plays a very significant role in Malaysia's economy. At one time, it was the largest producer of tin, rubber and palm oil in the world. Manufacturing has a large influence in the country's economy, accounting for over 40% of the GDP. Malaysia is also the world's largest Islamic banking and financial center. In the 1970s, Malaysia began to imitate the four Asian tiger economies and committed itself to a transition from being reliant on mining and agriculture to an economy that depends more on manufacturing. In the 1970s, the predominantly mining and agricultural-based Malaysian economy began a transition towards a more multi-sector economy. Since the 1980s, the industrial sector has led Malaysia's growth. High levels of investment played a significant role in this. With Japanese investment, heavy industries flourished and in a matter of years, Malaysian exports became the country's primary growth engine. Malaysia consistently achieved more than 7% GDP growth along with low inflation in the 1980s and the 1990s. In 1991, former Prime Minister of Malaysia, Mahathir bin Mohamad outlined his ideal Vision 2020 in which Malaysia would become a self-sufficient industrialized nation by 2020. Tan Sri Nur Mohamad, a government minister, said Malaysia could attain developed country status in 2018 if the country's growth remains constant or increases. Malaysia experienced an economic boom and underwent rapid development during the late 20th century, and has GDP per capita of 11,062.043 United States dollars in 2014, and is considered a newly industrialized country. In 2009, the PPP GDP was 383.6 billion United States dollars, about half the 2014 amount, and the PPP per capita GDP was 8,100 United States dollars, about one-third the 2014 amount. In 2014, The household income survey undertaken by the government indicated that there were 7 million households in Malaysia, with an average of 4.3 members in each household. The average household income of Malaysia increased by 18% to ₹5,900 a month, compared to ₹5,000 in 2012. According to a HSBC report in 2012, Malaysia will become the world's 21st largest economy by 2050. With a GDP of $1.2 trillion and a GDP per capita of $29,247. The report also says, the electronic equipment, petroleum, and liquefied natural gas producer will see a substantial increase in income per capita. Malaysian life expectancy, relatively high level of SCH.